Hello and welcome to the November edition of Today from the Heart. I'm Paige.
And I'm Morgan, and we are broadcasting from the David J. Bloom Broadcast Suite.
This month's episode is everything from makeup tutorials to learning about a famous astronaut's time in space.
Let's get an exclusive look into the life of Dr. Peggy Whitson.
On October 29th, our community welcomed two remarkable women to Sacred Heart Greenwich. Dr. Peggy Whitson, record-setting NASA astronaut, and NBC Nightly News correspondent Kate Snow. They sat down with our broadcast students to share about their trailblazing journeys and to give advice to our students.
Well, I think when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon, it really left an impression on me, and I dreamed of becoming an astronaut then. I think it wasn't until I graduated from high school, though, that it changed from being a dream into being a goal, and it became something that I was more dedicated in pursuit of. Every space mission, of course, has meant a lot to me. They were months long, and I would say if I had to pick the highlights, it would probably be the spacewalks. But there were just some incredible things I got to participate in. The science on this last mission was just really very interesting. I was lucky enough to be able to do some cell culture studies, and having that as my background, that was even more fun.
I started out behind the camera. I started out as a producer. I had done some radio, but I had never been on TV. And then I went to local news in New Mexico and made a lot of mistakes and looked really goofy at first. And that's where I really learned how to be on camera. I've had a couple of different jobs over the last 10 years, and some of them are anchoring and some of them are correspondent work. I still do a mix of both. But my first big anchor job was Good Morning America on ABC, and then I switched to NBC 8 years ago. I mean, I've had a lot of really fun interviews with famous people that you would know, but I actually think the best times that I've had, the best, most impactful moments for me personally were people that aren't famous, that are doing amazing things for their community or have a really hopeful story to tell. Those are the best stories.
Find that area that really means something to you, that you have a passion for, because you want to enjoy going to work and you want it to mean something to you. So, and find the passion and work hard. But don't just do the things that you know you can do. Don't do the things that come easy to you. Challenge yourself to do those things that actually are going to expand your capabilities. You're going to learn from them. Even if you're not 100% successful, you're going to learn from those experiences, and it's going to make you better the next time you try something you didn't know how to do.
I always say to young people, take risks, take advantage of opportunities. You guys have amazing opportunities here at Sacred Heart. I mean, look at this studio, it's crazy. So take advantage of things that are at your fingertips, and find something that you love doing and just keep at it and be persistent without being annoying. Be persistent. Most of us who are at my level in the world of broadcast have been pretty persistent and taken a lot of advantage of small openings, like doors being a little bit open. We jam our foot in there and said, hey, give me a shot.
Go for it. Just go for it.
Wow, that was out of this world. Thanks, Isabel and Hillary.
Hey Paige, do you know how to organize a space party?
No.
You plan it!
Oh, all right. Let's see how some girls in our community are helping to change the world.
I'm Gigi, and I'm the co-president of the Model UN Club. I decided to go on the UN trip because I am interested in international affairs. We drove to the RSCJ UN non-governmental office, and we discussed girls' rights primarily in India, and we watched a clip on that, and I thought that was really interesting. Then we had lunch there, and then we walked over to the UN, and we went to the International Day of the Girl.
What I was surprised about was the amount of energy that we encountered once we got into the meeting room. We were able to be part of maybe 600 students in this gigantic conference room over at the UN, and when we got there, the energy and excitement of all the participants was really palatable.
My favorite part of the trip was going to the actual UN and being in the big ECOSOC room, and I thought it was really cool because that's where all the people who are actually in the UN go to discuss issues.
Many of the goals that the society has are really in line with the goals that the United Nations has.
Sacred Heart has definitely led me in a path that will make me a global leader.
What an incredible experience. Thanks, Marianne.
Now, let's meet our new athletic director, Ms. Dennison.
For the past almost 10 years, I was working at Cornell University and held a couple different positions there. One as the head coach of the women's rowing team, and then right before I came as the associate director of rowing, so working in athletics administration. Well, I think my experience working at Cornell as a coach certainly helps me perform my role as athletic director in supporting our coaches here, since they are really the ones that work most directly with the students, and so knowing what it takes to coach effectively and bring teams together, I think having that perspective, having been a coach, is really helpful. I think that the community at Sacred Heart is really special and very welcoming. It's been a lot of fun getting to know the students and the coaches and obviously all the staff and faculty here at the school, as well as the parents. So it's been a lot of fun seeing the students in action on the fields and on the water. I've been to a lot of games so far, and that's been a lot of fun, really watching everyone play from the middle school up to the varsity level. The day that I will not forget is the first time that all the teams were practicing from the upper school and all the middle school teams started, and so it was just, you know, people everywhere practicing their sport and just a lot of energy and people, and that will probably be something I'll remember.
Makeup has always been their passion, but have you ever seen these girls at work? Let's get the inside scoop.
Hey, sisters!
Hey, sisters!
Okay, first I'm doing Lily's These are kind of cute. I want to be contoured to the gods.
I'm just gonna dab the, primer in to create the illusion of a luminous summer face. You always want to put foundation on the eyelids just to create that even looking base, because if not, your eyes are going to become like a reddish tone. The Too Faced bronzer, it's chocolate flavored.
It's not flavored.
Oh, flavored. Oh yeah, taste it. Taste it. So if you're doing your makeup and you get hungry, just, it's fine. A little bit of Oh wait, actually I don't want to do that first. So I want to go in with my milk contour. It just tastes good. You just want to define the cheekbones and define a jawline.
I don't think those are my cheekbones so big.
What? Isn't that his cheekbone? So then we're gonna go over the cream highlighter with some powder highlight to overemphasize and strobe. Strobe! It really does not look bad. Like,
Where are you looking?
I go for the everyday, like stroll in the park, like walk on the beach, you know what I mean? Like coffee with your friends.
Thanks, Leah, Claire, and Avery. Make sure to vote for your favorite look later today.
You may have seen her in the hallways, but this sophomore does more than meets the eye.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm a sophomore and I've been going to Sacred Heart for 10 years. On Tuesday and Thursday I have morning practice and that starts at like 5:30. So I have to wake up around 4:45 and it ends at 7. So we get to school and yeah, the day's just extra long. I remember when I was in 4th grade and we were taking the ERBs and I was in the middle of writing a sentence and then all of a sudden, Nurse Walsh, she knocked on the door and said that everybody had to come sit outside. And then they announced that it was Canje, and I just remember that was really fun, and I really liked it. I have dance every Wednesday at 7 to 8:15. I've been doing dance for about 12 years now, and I used to do ballet and jazz, and I'm only doing hip hop currently. Going to dance every week is a good way for me to take a break from homework and just to de-stress, and it's also really fun and it's good exercise.
Well, that's a wrap.
From our heart to yours, thank you for watching Today from the Heart. Woo!